Now, also, when it comes to some of the politics heading into this next election, and tonight, again, I'm going to talk a little bit about how the Liberal Party is trying to put together a strategy to get the Teals, what the limits to some of that is, and some of the candidates that are now going to be the ones that are going to be taking them on. Bronwyn Bishop, very close to some of those. One of her old seat, of course, Liberal for ages, went Teal. She's going to be part of the effort to try to win it back, but we'll get to that in a second. Of course, the polls keep telling us that when it comes to the Prime Minister and the alternative Prime Minister, that things are relatively razor thin. In fact, the latest news poll says that things are, as I mentioned before, 50-50. A former Labor senator says that both sides have a chance of forming a minority government. And again, today, Peter Dutton was on the northern beaches of Sydney, where he unveiled two candidates who he thinks will be able to knock off at least one, maybe two of the Teals. In fact, this is what he said.
In James and Jamie, we have two exceptional candidates who I think will do a great job for the local community. And if we win these seats back, we win government and we can stop the Albanese government from destroying the livelihoods of many Australians. We can get our country back on track.
But if there is a minority government that is built of the left, it won't just be lefty Teals, it'll of course be the Greens, who think that they will be in the driver's seat when it comes to deciding what will happen in the next parliament. Hopefully not, but still. Adam Bandt was out and about in the past couple of days, basically saying that he would like to share power if he helps prop up a Labor government. Now, Labor, of course, will say, no, we'll do no formal deals, there will be no formal ministries. But if you can't pass a single law in the lower house or the upper house, then guess who ends up having the power? And by default, they end up being the ones to decide if the government can achieve anything in the next parliament. Well, here's Adam Bandt talking himself up in the past couple of days about what his prospects are post a minority government.
As we go to the next election, the Greens' position will be keep Peter Dutton out and push the next government to act on things like health and housing and climate and environment.
Watch this space. They are not hiding. They are in plain sight. They think that they can take a couple of seats off the Labor Party. The Labor Party is spending billions of dollars trying to stop that from happening, or maybe win one back, because they know they're going to lose seats in Western Australia because they didn't expect to win that many, maybe one in Tasmania because they're in a world of trouble there. Don't get me started on Queensland. And constantly knocking back projects in the Northern Territory, as well as having the I'll spend more time at the tennis than actually going to Alice Springs and talking about the problems there. People remember, they don't forget. There's a good chance that they will, of course, get to that minority based off all of those scenarios. And God help us all if the Greens end up in the driver's seat or being the tail that wags the elbow dog.